Welcome back to another episode of In the Slot. It's the quarterfinals edition for the Olympics. We're going to be previewing the quarterfinals here. First, we'll get into our the qualifying round just to recap what happened earlier today. It kind of went as expected, I'd say. Um,
Yeah, I'd agree.
yeah, so Germany takes down France 5-1. I think like I said, it was expected, but I don't know. Like, are you surprised at the score there, or was that kind of the level of score you were expecting?
I think that's the level of score I was expecting. Germany doesn't have depth, and they got to play again tomorrow. They're not just going to throw Draisaitl out there to run the score up. They
Hmm.
knew they were going to win. Rest of their guys.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. Yeah, and they've got the early game tomorrow as well. We'll
Yeah,
we'll get into that in a bit, but
and Slovakia's group ended a day early, so they've got an extra day of rest too.
yeah, that's right.
They got 2 days off, or sorry,
Yeah,
3.
yeah, three. It'd be three.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is nice for them. But yeah, Germany. We'll get into that in a bit here, but they've definitely got a difficult matchup coming up. Italy, Switzerland. Switzerland takes down Italy 3-0. The shots were crazy,
yeah.
51-20.
The score
Um,
does not do the shots justice.
no, but that's been kind of the theme with the
Yeah,
Italian
yeah.
team this year.
It really has. I mean, they allowed a couple more goals against some other opponents, Finland, but yeah, Clara
Yeah,
stood on his head again.
yeah, for sure. And I mean, Switzerland, like we saw them put up a decent matchup against Canada in the preliminary round.
Mhm.
I and obviously a great game against Czechia as well. Like I don't know if I can see them making it through just because they have to play Finland, but I think we could see an upset there. Again, we'll get into that in a bit here. But the next game on the day was Czechia Denmark. This one was way closer than I was expecting. I know
Yeah,
Denmark is a solid team, but 3-2 and Denmark late in that third period was sorry about my dog. Denmark in that third period was very like they were making a strong push late in the third.
yeah.
But yeah, so that was just a closer one than I was expecting there. And then the last game of the day, Sweden Latvia. I don't know why going into the game I was like I just had a feeling that Sweden was gonna get upset.
Was it the
Obviously they
injuries? The players out of the lineup?
no, I don't know. I just feel like Sweden's been kind of disappointing this tournament, so I
They
thought
have. They
Latvia could do it.
100% have. Latvia just the stars showed up for
Yeah.
Sweden finally. And Latvia can't match that at all. Like it doesn't matter what the goaltending does in that kind of game. When they allowed two quick ones, immediately you're like, all right, Sweden's winning.
Yeah, and it was like it wasn't back and forth, but it was looking like it could go either way until they scored those two quick ones
Yeah.
midway through the first.
Sorry, like, either way until they scored those two quick ones.
Well, no, I
Um,
just like I don't know. Early on in the game, like I was going into it thinking, oh, Sweden could get
yeah,
upset here, and then there wasn't really anything going for them early on in the first, and so I was like, oh, I don't know. And then they get two quick ones midway through the first, and it's like,
yeah.
okay, this is going the way as expected. So let's get into our quarterfinal preview here. The first game of the day tomorrow, 3 a.m. Pacific time, 6 a.m. Eastern, is going to be Germany against Slovakia. And I mean, I like Slovakia to finish second in that group to when we did our predictions ahead of the tournament. But obviously, they finished first and they've looked really good. Juraj Slavkovsky's had arguably the best tournament for a player outside of Canadian players.
Outside of Connor McDavid.
I think you put Macklin Celebrini in there too.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
But yeah, like, what do you think about this matchup?
I think this is the most. I'm not going to watch it because I got to work at 8 a.m. But I think this is going to be the most interesting matchup because it's two teams you don't really know how it's going to play out. Is Germany's stars going to show up, or is Slovakia and Juraj Slavkovsky just going to do their thing again? Right? There isn't a favorite. There shouldn't be in any of these quarterfinal games and semifinals and beyond. but it's an interesting matchup, and it's a team that it's a country that could desperately use a semifinal spot because coming in, you would think, oh, Sweden, Finland, America, and Canada, maybe Czechia. These
Mhm.
two teams weren't really on the radar, and I think that's what makes this tournament so fun.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pull up the betting odds here to see what the. Okay, Germany's actually favored in this matchup
Okay,
here.
it is just because they have the stars. Like
Yeah, like
you can just
I
take over
don't.
a game.
Yeah, I don't think I see Germany winning this matchup if I'm being honest.
I don't either. Not the way Slovakia's played.
Hmm.
And especially with how well rested they're going to be coming into tomorrow too. I
Yeah,
think they have the edge in every aspect right now.
yeah, for sure. The second game of the day is Canada Czechia, but I wanted to save that for a little bit later. So let's
Sure.
jump to the next game. Switzerland Finland at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. Uh Finland's obviously a fairly heavy favorite in this matchup here. I think Finland's moving on to the semifinals.
This is an interesting one as well because Switzerland has played pretty well so far in this tournament.
Yeah.
But I gotta agree with you. I do think Finland holds on and does make it to the semifinals, but I think it's going to be a close game. I think Switzerland's going to be in it for longer than people think.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I just like the way I look at it is with Germany, you see the star power that they have and those
Yeah,
kind of game breakers that could potentially help steal a game. Whereas with Switzerland, I think they just don't quite have that star power, especially with Kevin Fiala out of the lineup. Obviously, going down following that incident with Tom Wilson. We don't really need to get into that, but like,
no,
did you see anything there? Like, I didn't really see any intent behind that.
no, neither did the
Yeah.
Switzerland team. That's why nothing happened afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just a really unfortunate incident. But yeah, like I obviously they have a few stars, but I wouldn't say there's any superstar game breaking players on that
No,
Swiss team that can really open things up, especially when you're going up against Finland, who's solid defensively all throughout their lineup.
yeah, and they've got you say
Yeah.
Saros in that.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into USA Sweden. This one I'm excited to watch. It's going to be the noon game Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. I like a lot of people are calling for a upset here, Sweden taking down the US. I don't see it happening. Like I said, I thought Latvia could upset Sweden, so I definitely don't think
Yeah.
that they're going to be a good match for the US team.
I think a little more highly of Sweden than you do, but I do think that America wins this. Sweden's been strangely coached. I mean, Forsberg didn't even touch the ice in their first game for some reason. It's getting a little better
Mhm.
now, but with the players who didn't play today, I think that's a little concerning going up against a juggernaut like the USA. If you can't throw Markstrom in the net, or sorry, not Markstrom, it was Philip Gustafsson who
Gustafsson.
missed today.
Yeah.
If you can't throw Gustafsson in today and you got to go Markstrom back to back or go down to the third string, I don't know who that is off the top of my
Jesper
head.
Wallstead.
Wallsted's a good option as well. He's
Mhm.
definitely got high upside. We've seen what he's done in the NHL. But no, Anderson as well too, and I think they were missing a forward.
Yeah, I can't remember who they were missing up
Well,
front.
neither can I. So, but yeah, one at every position against a very strong, very deep USA team. The problem with America is they've had slow starts in their games. Like they were losing to Denmark coming out of the first period, and Sweden is obviously a much better team than Denmark. They were only winning 1-0 halfway through the game against Germany. That's the only thing that Sweden's got going for them. If they just play their stars and play them properly, they could win because
Mhm.
the America's just they've been slow, and who knows what they're going to be like after a day off if they're slow during the pool play, right? I think that's the only concern for the USA, but I think they have the more talented roster, and ultimately, I do think they win. But I think it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good game. Like on the betting app that I use here, no free promo. The US is minus 220
Yeah,
to win the game. Like I feel like you could maybe sprinkle a couple dollars on Team Sweden and just they're plus 180.
on this anonymous gambling app.
Yeah. I mean, we're in Canada. There's only like two or three to choose from, so
Yeah.
take your pick. Mine does same game parlays, so I'll give you that. So some of them don't. Um, but yeah, like the U.S. is just too talented, and I I think we want to see like I'm a little bit nervous to see a US Canada matchup in the gold medal game, but I think at the end of the day that's what everyone wants to see.
It would feel underwhelming if they don't play in the gold medal match.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of been the whole narrative is these are the two hockey juggernauts. They placed 1 and 2 in the when they were seeded after the pool, after both winning their pools. Four Nations showed us why we want to see that. There were two intense games, lots of fights. We won't see that in the Olympics because it's not the Olympic spirit, but it's the hockey spirit.
Yeah.
Um, but it's just it feels like that's the way this tournament's written. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It feels like these teams are meant to match up in the finals.
Yeah, 100%. Speaking of that, I did want to touch on that really quickly because what is France doing kicking this guy off the team?
Yeah. Tom Wilson's got nothing too. Like it's just it's such a bad
Yeah.
look on such a small hockey nation as well to just
Yeah.
get rid of someone when you can literally it's just the Olympics and every league, every hockey league that's prominent, there's fights regularly.
Yeah.
It's a normal thing.
Yeah, I don't get it at all because well, I mean they said he did something it sounded like he did something after the fight that they didn't like, so I
They're
don't know
saving
what
their
that
asses
was.
though at the same time.
Yeah.
Like
Like
that's the politically correct way to say we're kicking him off the team.
right. Yeah. I just don't get that. But let's get into this Canada Czechia matchup. It's going to be the second time these teams face in this tournament. Obviously, the first time around, Canada took Czechia down 5-1. It was a electric game, and Canada was
Five
playing with
nothing.
it. Oh, 5-0, right? It was Switzerland 5-1. You're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an electric game, and Canada was playing at all, firing on all cylinders. You could feel the excitement they had for playing their first Olympic game. Like, what do you see for this matchup? I don't think I see it being as one sided as it was in the prelims.
Yeah, I agree. I do think Canada wins this. The
Yeah.
pool play showed us how dominant and strong this team is, even compared to just Switzerland and Czechia, like we saw in the pool play. But I do think Czechia shows up a little more, especially after a close win against Denmark. I think they're a little more motivated, but obviously, same thing as all the other teams playing today. They're a little more tired. But at the end of the day, the talent of Canada is just there's just more, and there's too much of it to lose in the quarterfinals against a team they dominated in the pool play. Like this isn't the World Juniors. This is the best players in Hockey Canada, not just the best 20 and unders. And I think there's way too much talent there to lose to a Czechia team.
Do you I wanted to ask you this. I really want to see this McDavid, McKinnon, Celebrini line back in Team Canada's lineup for that game. Obviously, McKinnon is a little bit banged up today. He missed practice, but I expect he'll be
He'll be playing. He'll be
available.
playing.
Yeah, so I really want to see that line again. McDavid, Macklin Celebrini, and Nathan McKinnon. There's no stopping that line, and I feel like if you put that line out against Team Czechia, there's no way that they're going to be able to withstand that.
Yeah, 100%. It's like the three of the best players in the NHL right now. Obviously, McDavid and McKinnon are 1 and 2. Celebrini's borderline top 10 if he isn't firmly a top 10 player already.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the best line you could throw out there.
Yeah, like nobody has anything that can stop that. Even you throw out the two best defensemen in the world, I don't think they're stopping that.
No, and with Connor Hellebuck in now, which is what America will do against them if they play, and it's still tough to stop.
Yeah. We do need to talk about McDavid a little bit though, because he's already broken the single tournament scoring record for a Canadian in the NHL era at the Olympics. 9 points in 3 games. The previous record was held by Jonathan Toews with 8 points. I think back in 2010 or 2014. I can't remember, but already just through the prelim round, he has broken a Olympic record for Team Canada.
Yeah, I mean, everything he does is impressive. It's like everything he touches turns to gold. Um, One of the best, if hockey players will ever see play the game, and it's very. I'm just glad we get to see them in in the Olympics, right? Like, there was obviously the last two where NHL players did not play. Two chances Connor McDavid had gone from him, right? It's just very impressive stats from a elite, truly generational player. Like, let's see what he does when there's more pressure on him too, because he shows up in the NHL playoffs. Let's see what he does in the quarterfinals and beyond.
Yeah, it really just like seeing what he's doing out there, it's like so disappointing in a way because you know that we could have been watching this for the last two Olympics where
Yeah,
NHL players weren't allowed to go. Like Sidney Crosby, we also should mention this. Sidney Crosby broke the all-time men's scoring record for Team Canada as well. Like, imagine if he had two more Olympics to build off of that, and then Connor McDavid also had two more Olympics to build off of
yeah,
that. Like, how
it's
many points would these guys be putting up?
insane numbers. They would be like, we obviously know they're the best players, but at that point, the Olympic numbers would back it up too, which is it's crazy to think that they aren't that high just because they weren't allowed to play. It's so strange. Like,
Yeah, yeah. The one thing that I am taking away though that is positive, I'm really excited to see what Macklin Celebrini can do in the future because
assuming
at
they keep the NHL players there.
yeah, assuming that
Yeah,
they do because like there's a realistic world where this kid plays in what, five Olympics?
5.
That'd be
Yeah,
20 years, like 39. I mean, you're pushing it at 39, but with how Crosby looks, like obviously Sidney Crosby, but if Macklin Celebrini can
assuming the body
carve out
holds
a
up.
career, yeah, like it'd be incredible to see what that kid could do.
He could be the all-time Team Canada points leader at that point. If he gets the
Oh yeah.
opportunities, yeah.
Well, and
And
he's
he'll have
you
Connor
know he's
Bedard
gonna
on his wing too. Or as his
well, I
center.
was just gonna say, he's gonna be pasted to Connor McDavid's wing until McDavid's done with the Olympics.
Hmm.
Like that's not going away. And then yeah, you're right. Like you add Connor Bedard to that potentially in the future, like a Celebrini
If they're
McDavid.
going in 2026, Bedard's on the roster. Or sorry, 2028 or 20,
Yeah, I would
20
hope so.
Jesus, what the hell? I messed that up twice.
2030.
It's 2030. I said
Yeah.
26 and then 28.
Yeah.
Yeah, assuming Connor Bedard's there in 2030, which he will be in 4 years, you got that option as well as a pairing.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be pretty incredible
Yeah.
to watch. Um there's something else that I wanted to get into.
Is it in the
Oh,
doc?
no, it's not. Just so predictions for the quarterfinals. I'm going Slovakia, Canada, Finland, and the US. Just I'm taking the favorites. I know it's boring, but
I think I
that's
said
who
the
I'm
same
taking.
before as you
Yeah.
there when we were going through the show. I'll keep them the same, but I think I'll say this: Sweden and Germany have chances to be the upset, if you want to say.
Yeah.
The other two, I don't really see happening. Like, sure, Czechia is good, but Canada's just much better, and Switzerland's shooting way above their head to beat Finland here. But I think they'll be great games.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think any of these games will be a boring one to watch at all.
I think maybe Finland, Switzerland might be more one-sided.
Yeah, maybe, but like I don't know, just I guess Finland did put up that 11 goal game. I just still don't see the offense there to really dominate a team like Switzerland.
Yeah, dominated team in the quarterfinals, not an Italian team that has no
Yeah.
NHL players. Yeah, no, I can definitely see that. Maybe Canada blows out Czechia again, but once again I just don't see that happening for two straight games.
Hmm.
Like, I think Czechia's stars are going to make this a little closer, but
Well, even as Canadian fans, though, it'd be fun to watch them blow them out, right? Like,
yeah, we need our revenge for the World Juniors.
yeah.
It's 3 straight years they've had our number in the World Juniors. We got to have the Olympics on them and
Yeah.
not make it close.
So then the semifinal matchups, based on our predictions that we both agreed on, would be Canada taking on Finland,
Yep.
and then the US and Slovakia. What
That
would
might be a little
you
one-sided there.
Yeah, like I think the US comes out of that no problem.
Yeah, Slavkovsky can only do so much, but
Hmm.
it just they don't have any depth there to take on an American team. And then I think you Canada beats Finland as they did in the Four Nations, and they made it look pretty easy then. Yeah, it's kind of written up for a Canada USA finals, and unless in America gets in their own way against Sweden here. But I mentioned the slow starts, which could plague them a little bit.
Hmm.
But it just the Canada USA final just would be the most. As a hockey fan, it's what I want. As a Canada fan, yeah, I'd have to go up against Sweden.
Yeah.
Maybe Slovakia pulls off a crazy upset, but I just think it's a Canada USA at this point.
Yeah, I agree with that. Before we wrap up here, let's shift over to the women's game a little bit because Team Canada and Team USA, as we want to see in the men's tournament, in the women's tournament, it's happening Thursday at 10 a.m. Gold medal matchup. They've already played once in the tournament earlier on. USA taking down Team Canada 5-0. Obviously, Canada didn't have Marie-Philippe Poulin in the lineup for that game, but I mean, I don't think MPP is good enough to.
Not a 5 goal difference maker.
Yeah, no,
This that American women's team is so dominant. What is it? 3 shutouts? I think it was 3 straight shutouts too, right?
yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Like 200 straight minutes without allowing a goal. It's insane what they're doing.
hmm
Like they this might be one of the most dominant teams we've ever seen in
yeah,
their
and
respective sport. Like
and it's crazy because like in the rivalry series earlier on in the year, like they utterly dominated Canada in every single game.
yeah,
So I don't know. I don't know if I like that one. I'm really nervous for Team Canada because I don't know if they can squeeze out a gold medal
yeah,
in the on the
don't
biggest
really
stage.
have the confidence that I'd had in the past years for the Canadian women's team. Like
Hmm.
they've ran international hockey for a while. It looks like the tides are shifting. Like
Yeah,
it's unfortunate as a Canadian, but they had their long run. Like realistically, they dominated for so long that
yeah.
everything comes to an end at some point.
Well, and their dominance is the reason why the women's game is getting so much more competitive.
Yeah,
Like everybody looks to Team Canada as we want to beat that team. We want to be better than that team. And now there's other countries that are emerging.
there's a team better than us now.
Yeah.
That's they've showed it so far. We are the underdogs, and it's going to be an uphill battle with the way the U.S. has played in the women's hockey tournament.
Yeah, I'm curious what the betting odds are on that one. Actually, I'll pull that
I
up.
feel like America's got
Oh,
good
dude,
odds.
they're minus 500 to win it.
Is that good?
That's crazy. That's
Okay.
so if you bet $5 on it, you'd win $6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that surprised.
Yeah. I mean, I am excited to watch that matchup. Obviously, I have a friend playing for Team Canada at the Olympics this year. It's her first Olympics, so I'm excited to watch, but just hoping that her and her teammates can bring home the gold medal for Team Canada. But definitely nervous going into that matchup. Um, Before we wrap up, is there anything else you wanted to get into?
Go Canada.
Yeah,
That's
I guess go
it.
Canada, go. All right. Well, thank you for listening to our quarterfinal episode edition of In the Slot. I'm your host, Jacob Fraser, with my co host, Keanen Tregaskis. And we'll be back to preview either the semis or the finals. We haven't discussed it yet, but we
We'll be
will
back.
after this. Yeah, we'll be
We'll be
back.
back.
I feel like that's how we wrap every show. We'll be back at some point.
Yeah, you'll see us again.
Yeah. But yeah, be sure to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Check out our socials. And thank you again for listening to In the Slot.